Hello, I'm Harry Riley. Welcome to Harry's 10-Minute Tales. This is called The Strange Whistle by Harry Riley. This is fiction, and resemblance to anyone, living or dead, is coincidental. But I don't want to. I'm scared, Mum. Don't be silly, there's nothing to worry about. Death is something that comes to us all, Edgar. Just go in there and do as he says. He has something for you. It was his most precious possession. Never mind the smell. It's only medicine and stale tobacco. They haven't had the windows open for a day or two, whilst he's been so ill. And listen, don't go showing us up and doing anything silly. They'll all be watching you. But I can't. Can you come in with me? No, there are too many people round his bed as it is. The doctor won't allow it, and I shall wait in the front room with your dad. We're not too far away, so no screaming or shouting, remember. He's dying, so you have to whisper. He thinks you're special, though I can't think why. Uncles and aunts reluctantly made way for Edgar as he entered the room, his two left feet sending a covered bedpan spinning madly over the floor. The stern-faced physician left off checking the old man's open pyjama front with his stethoscope and glowered at the awkward-looking boy. You can have 2 minutes and no longer. We can't afford to tire him too much. He hasn't got long. Edgar wondered why the doctor was so bothered. What did it matter? What did it matter if he spent 2 or even 20 minutes or a whole day with his granddad, if he was going to die anyway? Mum was right though. The smell was horrible. He was going to be sick. Remembering the patient was dead, the 10-year-old boy stood close to the bed, shouting loudly down his good left ear, "It's all right, Grandad, it's me, Edgar, and Mum says you're to give me a present before you die." A bony hand reached out from the covers and grabbed the lad's wrist in a grip of iron. Edgar was pulled down towards the frail yellow figure in the bed by the surprising strength of his granddad's withered arm, and then his face was within inches of the old man's twitching mouth. He could hear the hoarse death rattle in the sick throat as strangled words were forced out through the broken gravestone of a front tooth. "Good lad, don't be afraid. We all have to go. I've had a long innings. Just open the top drawer in the cupboard over there and take out the silver whistle. It's yours." The dying man relaxed his grip, letting his head fall back on the pillow with a deep sigh as the effort took its toll. Importantly, as on a mission, Edgar did as he was bid, hearing the whispered curse from his Uncle Roland as he trod on his foot in his haste to get at the old wooden chest. "That whistle was meant for our George, Mother, and this little toe rag will have it now. It's not right." Edgar couldn't help hearing the hushed comment and noticed Uncle Roland's face was puce with hardly concealed anger. Opening the drawer, the boy retrieved the long Victorian silver whistle, complete with compass and lanyard chain, and waved it over his grandfather's face, staring hard into the rheumy eyes. "Can I keep it, Grandad?" "Well done, lad. Now remember, always wear it round your neck, and only blow it when you're in trouble." Unceremoniously, Edgar was hustled away by the nurse as he shouted his goodbyes. 3 years later, Edgar Watson was crossing the stepping stones of a brook, dividing 2 fields, when suddenly he was set upon by a gang of louts from his school. He was ruthlessly pushed to the ground, and within seconds smothered in mud. His new scouting uniform was torn, he had a bloody nose from the beating the gang leader had dished out, and his knees were grazed from the fall. "Give us your money and your phone, Watson, and that stupid whistle, or you're dead meat." Painfully, Edgar dug his right hand into his trouser pocket, and then remembered his whistle. He wore it round his neck, but it had lost its P, probably after his mum had sterilised it before letting him keep it. He had long since given up trying to blow it, as nothing ever happened, and now in distress he blew on it hard as the bully made a grab for the chain. The little glass-covered compass set in the top of the whistle spun round dramatically as Edgar closed his eyes and puffed with all his might. In the fast-flowing stream, the gang leader struggled to keep his head from being pushed under by the stranger holding him down. The rest of the gang had fled as the big tough-looking guy with the wild hair and bulging biceps toyed with their mate. They wanted nothing to do with him. He was well out of their league. The man kept their gang leader's head down until he was within an inch of drowning before releasing his grip and allowing the choking youth to sit up. Not a word had been spoken, but the frightened lout scampered away with his tail between his legs, and the saviour vanished as quickly as he came. Back at home, Mrs. Watson was amazed to see her son home so early, and looking like a drowned rat. Edgar gabbled out his story, omitting to say how the whistle had saved him. That was his secret. End.